What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And before I start, I gotta say, uh, before I made this video, I had a lot of haters on Twitter questioning my diction, how I speak eloquently. Um, they say that my content is boring, but the same people who say these things still watch my show. So it's weird to me when I see buffoons who criticize my content just to see themselves heard. Let me tell you this. I don't give a damn who watches, likes, don't like my channel. This channel is only for the real. So if you want these hibbity hoobity content creators that are happy go lucky, then this is not the channel for you. That's all I got to say. Now, starting with Lonzo Ball. When I was on the web today on Twitter, there were a lot of folks who um, pretty much getting on me for being objective. I told you guys, Lonzo Ball needs to attack, 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 attack. You got Duncan Robinson. Sometimes they have Tyler Hero on him, or they have Dragic. You know those guys are not good defenders. They're not good defenders. And he did not attack the basket not one time. He had 6 points. And this is Lonzo. Lonzo had 6 points, right? In 33 minutes. Shot 2 for 8 field goals, 2 for 8 threes, meaning all of his shots were 3-point attempts. And there's too many excuses today. Let's cut the shit. I seen RW. I respect RW. We disagree at times, but I respect him. He's more of a Lonzo fan than I am. I'm a Lonzo fan as well, but I'm objective. RW, who I'm cool with, had said that this is karma for saying that he's saying what's happening to LaMelo Ball is karma for fans saying he's a better player than Lonzo. Karma. Now, I wouldn't have said that about Lonzo, but a lot of people are mad at me because I was honest and saying, hey, Lonzo ain't going to get that bag unless he scores something. Now, this is not me sugarcoating. This is me being real. Tell me if I'm wrong. If Lonzo Ball was attacking a basket like he was the other game, if he did that this game, would anybody complain? Yes or no? The answer is no. No one would complain. When you have Duncan Robinson and Hero and Dragic on you, you attack the basket. And a lot of people are making excuses saying, oh, they're letting him shoot the three. They're doing that on purpose. They know Lonzo likes to take threes. He didn't even hit the mid-range shot today. You can't have all of your field goals be threes. The only player that can do that is Steph Curry. That is the only one that should be able to do that. But everybody else, they got to mix it up. And now you're making excuses for the coach to use Brandon Ingram as a point guard, taking away your ball handling duties. Corrupt says, let's go. Yeah, let's go, man. Shout out to the real. Shout out to everyone supporting my channel. I don't care what the haters say. As long as the real supports me, I will keep making videos every day. I don't care. Revolution Radio says, yo, shout out to Revolution Radio. He's a real one. Jacoby says, Lonzo need to take a page out of Kyrie's book and lock onto his shooting. Yeah, he got to create. You got to create. You could be passive if you're creating, but if you're not creating, I heard another excuse. Um, they have Lonzo in the corner in this game. Look, Lonzo's been in the league for 4 years, and Stan Van Gundy gave him the minutes he needed in this game. So this is not a LaMelo situation where he only played 30 some. Well, you see, LaMelo only played 15 minutes and shot only 5 times. This is not the same situation. This situation, Stan Van Gundy gave uh, Lonzo all the tools he needed to have a successful game. All he had to do was when he had that ball, he's calling the picks and he's attacking to the rack. Man, if I got those three players I listed on me, guard me, I'm taking it to the hoop. I don't care if they're playing soft coverage at the 3-point line. I'll mix it up. Mid range, take it to the rack. And until Lonzo takes it to the rack, he's still going to have people talk mess about him. He's still going to have people question, does he deserve this money or that? He's got to be consistent. You can say all you want about me being a fan of LaMelo and this and that, but the last video I did critique LaMelo Ball. I said his defensive stance has to be better. I also pointed that since LaMelo's barely playing, he might as well change his shot. I said these things, but you guys act like not you that's on this chat, but some of the naysayers, they act like I'm giving LaMelo a pass. I never gave LaMelo a pass. There was a time that last game against the Cavaliers, LaMelo was passive. Even though he wasn't getting his shots, he was still being passive. And I don't want LaMelo doing that. I don't want Lonzo doing that. That passive shit does not cut it off at all. KGB said Lonzo got to get out of there. BI Zion are trying to get their stats, not wins, but a trade. Wait a minute. You can't blame BI for this game, man. BI took all those shots because he saw his teammates settling for bad jumpers and not attacking the rack. See, in the second half, you saw BI attack the rack. You know why? Because he saw a soft spot. See, the Miami Heat, yeah, they have good defense and they can protect the paint, but you have to be more aggressive. If you're not, besides Avery Bradley, uh, Jimmy Butler, and the big fella out of Boye, besides those players, everyone is chopped liver. The film tells that. So to settle on jumpers, they were already off on jumpers. What's the rule? When you're off on jumpers, you got to attack the basket. ESF Truth says fake nice guy content creators. Yeah, they rather listen to them and get mad when I spit that real. Talking about you saw it on Twitter saying that I sometimes listen to DJ, but his diction and the way he is too harsh on Lonzo at times. See, this is like I don't want softies listening to my YouTube channel. Everyone gets objectively criticized. Everyone does. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's LaMelo, LiAngelo, Lonzo. Why do we get mad when we're objectively criticizing players? Revolution Radio called it. He said DJ Lonzo underperformed. That's what it was. That's what and those people who are trying to pit Lonzo against LaMelo is lame. Trust me, I like the flair of LaMelo Ball, but I'm not here trying to say uh, Lonzo had a bad game because it's karma because Lonzo fans want LaMelo to play bad. I would never say that. We got to quit doing that, man. If they have a bad performance, they have a bad performance. Call it out. But their situations are different. See, if LaMelo had a game where he played 34 minutes and shot all threes and only had 6 points for the Hornets, I would have drilled him. I would have made a video that was so objective that I would have had people hating my channel. This is the truth. Angel Lopez says, "Hello, DJ. I'm going to be honest. Lonzo pissed me off today. His performance pissed a lot of people off. If you're not pissed off by Lonzo's performance, man, I don't know what to tell you. That shit was horrible. That's not the type of basketball um, I like to watch at all. I don't like watching passive stuff. Lonzo was passive. You cannot watch that video, that game, and tell me that Lonzo was passive. That Lonzo was aggressive. I mean, he was not. He was passive the whole game. See, Lonzo has to do this. Stop trying to give the ball up early when you have a mismatch. You attack, 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 attack. Stop settling for jumpers. You settle for jumpers, man. Um, you're not going to win that much games. Ben Calder said Lonzo will bounce back. I hope so. I hope it's consistency. I don't want to see any games where Lonzo plays a good game, Lonzo plays an okay game. And yes, let me throw this out there because I know they're going to make excuses. Lonzo did play good defense besides guarding the screen part. That was the only bad thing he did. But besides that, Lonzo was one of the few players who showed up on defense. I'll say that. Also, Zion was pathetic on defense. Zion cost their game, really cost the Pelicans that game with that type of defense. And I don't want to see anybody on this channel hating on Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram willed his team. They didn't get the win because they didn't get rebounds, especially defensive rebounds. They couldn't box nobody out, and they were soft as a team. Eric Bledsoe played probably the worst out of anybody there, out of all the starters. He was terrible. He was really terrible, man. Very terrible. But y'all not gonna like me today, man. I'll tell you, you're not gonna like me today because I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep it raw. No sugarcoating anything. We gotta bring that real back, man. We gotta bring it back. KJB said put a trade request. Pels took the ball out of his hands. Diazo and the rest of them had 1, 2 shots so different. It was ugly. You probably didn't watch the whole game. At the beginning of the game, Lonzo had the option to kick the ball in the first half. I don't know if you've seen this, but Stan Van Gundy yelled at Lonzo because he saw him not take advantage of a situation. When you got these busters guarding you and they can't defend a lick, those shooters they have on the Heat, you're supposed to attack the rim. I don't care if Bam Adebayo's there. You worry about that when you get to the rim. Man, you can't have this timid nature around that damn basket. You just can't have that. The NBA is a man's game, man. You know what's funny? I said the same thing with LaMelo. When LaMelo passed up open layup attempts, I said this in not spring, preseason. I said, man, I don't want you playing that type of basketball, man. I don't want him playing that type of basketball. And it's the same thing with Lonzo. I don't want him playing that type of shit. You can't win in the NBA playing timid to the basket. You got to draw fouls. No 2-point attempts at all. Limited touches or not. Come on, man. You can't just settle for threes. All right, I'm gonna drop the link, man. I want the real. I want different people. Uh, I want different people to speak today, and I want everybody to have a chance to speak as well. The same people that could join this chat for this topic or Revolution Radio, KJB, because I know he disagrees on my point. That's about it. Anybody else, they got to let me know. I just sent the link, but I only want the real to speak today. Or Mr. Jones can jump in too, because Mr. Jones watched the game. KJB says Zoe was out of rhythm, Reddick was out of rhythm, everyone was out of rhythm. Rotation 0 cents. When the rest of the team ain't touching the ball, don't expect them to play D. No way. You got to play defense anyway if you got pride, even when the offense is not there or the ball movement is limited. For the whole team not to play defense, that's a sad excuse. And I got my boy Revolution Radio in the house, man. Man, we got a real one today. Uh, brother, why are Sean's mad about my honesty? I break down every team, every player objectively, and they out here getting mad all because I said Lonzo has to keep teams honest and not settle for threes. And he got to demand the ball more. You got to be vocal. Did I say anything wrong, brother?
Yo, am I coming through, brother?
Yeah, you are.
Because it's doing that little stutter that it does.
Yeah,
I didn't hear what you said. Could you repeat it again?
yeah, brother. So I was being objective, right? I said Lonzo settled for threes. He shot 2 for 8 field goals, but all of his field goals were threes. He had no 2-point attempts, no free throws, and they're mad at me because I point that out, and I said that's not good for Lonzo's game for to number one, not demand the ball more. He's in his 4th year, so we can't use that excuse. Uh, Stan Van Gundy gave him the minutes, right? He played mid 30 minutes,
I
and
don't
they
know
talking
why it's
about he
still
playing
doing
off
more. It's
ball.
still.
They
Hold on, let me see something. Give me. All right,
all right,
yo. All right, there we go. There we go.
yeah, yeah.
All right, bro.
What you
So,
think about Lon?
man, all right. So look, like a couple weeks ago, I kind of saw the Zoe supporters versus the quote unquote LaMelo supporters. I started to kind of see it happen. And I'm not even gonna say the Melo supporters because it wasn't a lot of quote unquote Melo supporters doing it, but I saw the subtle things that the Zoe supporters were saying. When I watched that first game with Lonzo, I was impressed to a certain extent. But I remember Charles Barkley said something a while ago. He was like, if you play 142 games in this league, we normally, you know what I'm saying, we normally know what you are. We get what you are, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to change a player's DNA. Today when I was watching that game, I was really I didn't know. When I was watching that game, I didn't know what to expect coming into the game. I didn't know what to expect, but once the game started, just looking at Zoe's body language, I'm not gonna lie, and looking at him drift into the corner, I knew what kind of day it was gonna be. I gotta disagree with you on one thing, DJ. I feel like
Yes.
the worst thing that has happened to Lonzo is when he got traded with Bi,
Yeah.
because in his mind, first off, I don't know what's going on with this new NBA when it comes to certain teams. Everybody is not a point guard. Positionless basketball is cool when you got a 7-footer that can shoot a three. When you got a small forward who is an assist guy. When you got a small forward that reads plays before they happen. The Magic Johnson, the LeBron James, the Luka Doncic type cat.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't need to bring the ball to the court. So what has happened is Lonzo, he's so passive. And I know it's hard saying this with ball supporters, but he's just a passive guy, man. He's a passive guy. So for 3 years of his career, he has accepted the role of Bi bringing the ball to the court. Look, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I see Bi's development. I see how far he's jumped. The Pelicans ain't never winning nothing with that style of ball, bro. With Brandon Ingram dribbling from getting the ball off the rack, dribbling all the way through the shot clock, and pulling up for a 15-foot jump shot. They are never winning anything like that. And Lonzo being a point guard, The point guard needs to have a little Chris Paul in him. He needs to have some alpha male in him. Where he's
Yep.
like, all right, you're going to give me the ball, and I'm going to bring the ball to the court. I'm going to just tell y'all what I think, man. And I ain't been saying it because I know it's a lot of Lonzo supporters. Sometimes I think Lonzo might be shot, man. Like psychologically. Like he just, like I was looking at the game today, DJ. I've never seen a guy that's on the court that's supposed to be a third option, fourth option, or anything on a team that's going to get extended, unless he's a defensive specialist, unless he's a rebound specialist, or a big man, or a great 3-and-D guy. Yo, they'll go up the court 10 times offensively, and Lonzo won't touch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, DJ. What you think of that, though?
Yeah, man. You did hit the nail on that with Bi. This positionless basketball, it's not always good unless you got a KD or that dude. Unless
True.
you got that dude, I'll understand. But no one's close to that level. And I respect Bi, but I'm tired of Zion dribbling the ball like
Oh
90 going
Lord.
north. I'm tired of Biggs doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They even had JJ Redick doing that. Keep it in the point guard's hands. But here's where it's Lonzo's fault. And correct me if I'm wrong. He's been in the league for 4 years, and the coach gave him minutes. When Lonzo did not drive to the basket, Stan Van Gundy was pissed off. He saw him having this matchup as Duncan Robinson and Hero. And I don't care if Bam is at that perimeter. You take it to him. You mix it up. You can't have 2 for 8 3-point shooting. You just can't have all your field goals 3-point shooting. Also, I gotta say this: Zion's defense was crappy.
True.
No one's gonna talk about it. It's horrible.
True.
He's got to fix that, man. He's got to fix that immediately. No one's going to talk about it because Lonzo played a bad game offensively. Defensively, Lonzo was good defensively. It could have been better if defending screens, but that's about it. But if he really, maybe Lonzo's who they say he is. Maybe he's just a good role player, and I don't know. He's got to want it. We can't want it more than
True.
Lonzo.
True. Can I step in here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're here. What you think?
Okay, cool. Well, I am as pissed off as every last one of y'all. And I practically almost capped for Lonzo. Man, I felt like he took his nice set of balls and he put it in a box and he just said he left it on the bench or he didn't take it with him to Florida or something. That was weak. You don't play ball that way. You cannot be one of the tone setters, the culture setters on a team and just sit back and see a team getting slaughtered, having the ability to change things. I don't care if you have to break a play, the coach gonna bring you aside or whatever has to happen. But as the point guard, you have to step in and change something. I don't care what it is. You got to do something different because what you was doing and what your team was on today, that ain't ever going to work, man.
Exactly, man. And I'm gonna let a Revolution Radio because I know he about to he about to go in. But I gotta say this: Lonzo got to be a man now. He's a grown man. You got to get on your teammates. If you see them dribbling the ball like the Harlem Globetrotters, you got to call their ass out. You can't
True.
allow them to do buffoonish things. What you think, Revolution Radio?
I think y'all brother dropping that Ethan, man. Be real with you, man. Like we're gonna lay this thing out so it can forever and consistently be broke. Look at it like this, bro. For all of y'all that's doing this Lonzo versus Melo thing, let's just keep it a buck. Part of the reasons why Melo is dealing with so much stuff as far as narratives with his shooting and with his game is because Lonzo underperformed the first 3 years, y'all. Like, let's stop playing. So that shouldn't be a comparison that anyone ever brings up. Because if Lonzo would have came into the league and lived up to what most of us thought he could have did, LaMelo would not be facing the scrutiny that he's facing coming out of preseason into game one. Look, I said something about a week ago on DJ's live stream, bro. I've always questioned Lonzo's love for the game. Like I just question his love for the game. I question his hunger. Something about him, it just rubs me the wrong way. Like I said, I've never seen a starter, especially at the guard position, where the ball does not touch his hands 5 or 6 times up and down the court consecutively. I mean, like Lonzo would just go chill in the corner and let BI operate the offense. Look, like I said, if you're a Pelicans fan, I got bad news for you. If y'all gonna keep playing with that style, y'all are not winning anything, bro. Because what were you saying, brother?
No, you are on the money. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like this man dribbling the ball down to 24 seconds. It's ridiculous. And then you got Zion, who a lot of the times when he makes errors is because Zion is never going to be a top condition athlete. He just doesn't have the body structure really for the league. He's really a football player playing basketball. True. He's just ultra athletic. So Zion is never going to be able to play 30 plus and give you everything you need. So I saw a lot of the errors he was making offensively is because he was tired. Defensively, like you said, DJ, Zion is undersized and he's a lefty. So a lot of times he's closing out at an awkward angle on a taller player. He's not going to be the defender that people think he is. But back to Zoe, man. I feel like, really, man, even when I watch Zoe as a point guard, and I played point guard, you know what I'm saying? Watching Zoe as a point guard, bro, he doesn't have a lot of penetration moves. He doesn't do a lot of things to break down the defender and get to the rack. That means psychologically to me, he has accepted his role of being a spot-up shooter. That's never going to be Lonzo, man. That's not the best Zoe you're going to get. The best Zoe is running the floor, hitting the spot-up three when he needs to, breaking down the defense, pick and roll action. If you're using Lonzo Ball for anything else, you kidding yourself. Like they playing Lonzo like he's Steve Kerr, like he JJ Redick or something, man.
Duncan Robinson,
like Duncan Robinson, man. And I loved his effort defensively, but his effort defensively once again is one of those psychological things. Tony Allen became so good on defense because he was trash offensively. And I just don't know, has Lonzo accepted this in his mind where, okay, I'm a spot up 3-point shooter and the offense is going to run through BI. If that's what we're looking at, and that's why I was saying the other day when we were talking about Lonzo betting on himself, I was like, that sounds good in theory, but it's hard for a player to change the DNA of 3 seasons overnight. My worry with Melo is that he'll accept what happened to Lonzo happening to him. That was my fear. That's why when everybody be like, oh, it's one game, or oh, he's a rookie, he's got to earn it. I ain't trying to hear all that, bro. I'm up here watching Luka Doncic right now. Since preseason game 1 of his first season, Luka bringing the ball up the court. The dominant players bring the ball up the court. They're not accepting nothing else. And if that doesn't happen, you start hearing whispers in the media about how the coach better figure it out. But I'm just starting to think that maybe DJ Lonzo might have accepted his role of either being a spot-up 3-point shooter and a 3-and-D guy. And if that's what it is, it's going to be good luck with that.
Here's what I have to say. Lonzo Ball, you were drafted as a point guard. Brandon Ingram, you were drafted as a small forward. Zion Williamson, you were drafted as a power forward. Okay? If Brandon Ingram tried to get to the NBA as a point guard, he'd be in the G League. If Zion tried to get to the league as a point guard, he might be in Europe. Lonzo, you are an NBA caliber point guard, right? You see the game differently. You interpret situations on the court differently. You react quicker than those other guys because you've been doing this in your DNA for years, running a team. Don't all of a sudden come to the league and start to switch up and try to become, Ray Allen and all these other dudes. It's nice to have that part of your game, but that's not what got you here, right? And you're allowing guys who it's their secondary and tertiary skills to lead the team, and it's not to the team's benefit. He's actually not, because Lonzo does everything as a selfless person to help the team, and he's not helping the team by being so passive and not playing his position, man. Play your position. Stay in your lane, like your dad always say, man. Stay in your lane. Point guard.
You're definitely right.
He accepted it. He accepted it with LA, man. He accepted it with LA. I used to see Bi do the same thing when it wasn't Bi. Sometimes you see Josh Hart dribbling the ball up the court. When Brian got there, other people and Lonzo just go sit in the corner, man. I'm telling you, it's hard for a player to break that DNA once those reps start happening in the NBA because they start thinking psychologically, am I good enough to actually score the ball? DJ, do you feel like Lonzo might be going through that?
That's my worst nightmare, and I don't want this to happen. I truly do not. But it looks like it. He's not demanding the ball. He's not being the one uh, saying, "Hey, we're gonna run this. We're gonna run that." He's allowing teammates to dictate that. And in the NBA, if you really want to be that guy, if you really want to be a great point guard, you gotta demand.
Your audio, B.
You
You
said?
cut out. You're cutting out.
I'm cutting
Your
out right
audio.
now.
You're good. You're better now.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but yeah, I don't know. I just expect more from Lonzo. Vocally, determined. You get what I mean?
Yeah. You're cutting out again.
All right. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that right now. Yeah.
Strange ring.